Okay, if you could break down the initial startup costs for an expat moving to Canada.
So when we got here, we got the apartment, and the apartment was unfurnished. So that first meant we had to look for furniture. We took the route just going to IKEA, buying a bunch of fairly affordable furniture and spending hours assembling it. That was the downside, but at least it justified the cost. When it comes to cost of living, other than the rent, which for us was $800 a month, we had cell phone costs. Usually an average price for the cell phone per person is about $80 a month to get a decent plan that will enable you to use the GPS and the internet, which you need to get around the city in the beginning. When it comes to cost of food, you have two avenues to take. You can eat healthy, or you can save some money by eating frozen and processed food. If you're taking the less healthy route, you can probably be good with $250 to $300 per week. If you go the more expensive route, then you're probably looking at $400 a week for food. So it's not cheap, but it can get you there. What other costs I'm trying to think? Hydro is usually the electricity. You're paying the bill bi-monthly, so it comes down to about $50 a month. In the beginning, car will be a luxury because insurance in Canada is really expensive. If you don't have the history, you're looking for average insurance at about $300 a month until you build your history. Within 2 years, that probably drops down to like 150, which is still a lot. But the good thing about Toronto is that if you're living downtown or close to downtown, they have a really developed transit network, so you don't need a car necessarily. If you decide to live in the suburbs, then yes, you will need it. So initial costs for everything, it's about 2,000 to 2,500 a month for two people.
Okay, and the government requires you to bring how much?
The government requires you to bring 20,000 Canadian. They think that that is enough for the first 6 months until you get your papers, until you establish your status as a permanent resident.
Okay, and how much do healthcare costs total?
Healthcare in Canada is free. You're covered by what's called OHIP. You get your card within first 3 months. You apply, you get your card, and then you can look for a family doctor, or you can just walk into any clinic. You give your card, they swipe it, the doctor sees you, they write prescriptions, they send you to a specialist if you need. So healthcare is free. The only thing is that because Toronto is a big city, depending where you go, you might have to wait for a while, but healthcare is covered.
Brilliant. Thanks, Milos.